Hi, everyone. It's Nancy Bauman, and I am the founder and COE, that's Chief of Everything, at Bookarma. I am really glad you joined me today. If you wouldn't mind, if you could enter your name into the little chat message thing that you'll see over on the right of your screen, and just write your name in there so that we know who's here. That'd be great. It's always nice to know who we're talking to so we can make this kind of conversational and interactive. So I'm really glad that you joined me today. This is our first ChatBack. It's a warm and friendly half hour where we talk about ways for you to get the most out of Bookarma, which is the revolutionary new platform where authors connect with their audiences through shared social networks. So today we're going to talk about how to write strong social messages. You know, the kind of messages that other authors will share. And as you know, after that, I do want to have what I call our shout out session, where you have the opportunity to tell me what's working for you and what's not on Bookarma. And I'll ask you a few questions to get your feedback, because we're very, very interested in hearing from you and what will make Bookarma a more a good experience for you as you market your book globally. So, what you could do is you can, I want you to, I'm going to turn on the Q&A part in a minute here. And what you can do is enter your questions in, or your comments or your complaints or whatever you want to have to say about Bookarma, and we'll address those towards the end of this webcast. So we have a half an hour, and I'll reserve about the last 10 minutes for that. So let's see, I'm going to turn that on right now, and you can enter your questions here. So whatever you want to tell me, just let's get it out and let's start talking, because we want to improve the platform and we want to hear from you. We need to hear from you in order to do that, to make it the best possible marketing platform that you've ever seen in your life that really helps you sell your books around the globe. So of course, Bookarma is all about sharing. You share the books that are written by other authors, and then they share your books to their social networks. But one of the barriers to sharing your book that other authors might find could be your social messages. Bookarma is intended to be quick and easy. It's like you log in, you click, you share, you're in and out, and you've accomplished what you want. It's a pay it forward platform where you share books by other authors and then they share your books. So it's meant to be quick and easy, nothing that's going to take all of your time, like, other, social media that you feel like might be like a big black hole. And here's the way that Bookarma differentiates ourselves from other social media that you may conduct. Number one, it's systematized. You log in, you click, and share books. And it's also measurable. We measure those clickbacks that come from when your book is shared. So just to refresh your memory, as an author, you put your book, you use your ISBN, and we pull the information about your book onto Bookarma. Then you write the social messages that you want to go out about your book. It's delivered to a queue that other authors browse and will share books from. So you might be in, New York City, and another author might be in Sydney, Australia. When they log in with a single click, they share your book information out to their networks. And so who follows authors? Well, readers do. So it's a targeted market to your prime audience. And that's how we'd say we connect authors with their audience. So when those viewers in the other author's feed see your book, they click on it, and they go back to your book information and sales page on Bookarma, where there's that big buy now button that you have connected to wherever you sell your book. So we get them to the point of purchase. We call those clickbacks. So Bookarma is measurable. It's unlike other social media where you think you don't know how the time that you spend is profiting you, but we measure those clickbacks. It takes the readers straight to the point of purchase. But one of those barriers could be the social messages that you've written. So I want to talk about how to write social messages that are share friendly. So what do I mean by that? I'm going to share my screen and show you a couple of things that will demonstrate what we're talking about. Okay, so here we go. Okay, there's a in our FAQ section, we have a post about how to write social messages that other authors will share, because that's the point, right? So we put out a few do's and don'ts that we'd like you to consider. So you start off with a default post that says, take a look at this book I found on Bookarma. It's surprising how many authors, leave that default post. And you know what? That's really bland. I mean, you're writers, right? So write something great about your book. And in a few minutes, we're going to talk about what the formula is for writing a great social message. So what you want to do is you do want to identify your audience in the post. Now, remember, they don't know you, they know the other author. So you might say something like, for historical fiction lovers, look at what I saw in Bookarma. Identify your audience in that post, because if you wrote historical fiction and they love that, that will just key to them. Oh, I want to take a look at this. Okay, so another don't compliment yourself and say how well written your book is. Some people say, this is the most amazing book I've ever read. Well, I don't share those posts because, number one, I haven't read your book. And we're not really recommending books. We're saying, hey, look at what I found on Bookarma, because you can't recommend something that you haven't read. So don't write a post that sounds like the author has read it, because they haven't, and they're not going to share something that says that it's a fabulous book or it's the best book ever, or whatever that. So you also keep it short and sweet. Remember, it's not a book description. It's a call to action to encourage those viewers to click on your link. That's where you come in with the clickbacks. Okay, here's something else that's kind of important. Don't put outside links in your post. And let me tell you why. Bookarma automatically populates a link to your book information and sales page on Bookarma, because we want to measure those clickbacks that you receive. But when you put a link to Amazon in that post, you're totally bypassing that metric, and you'll never know how Bookarma is performing for you. So don't put links in your post. Allow us to filter it through Bookarma so that you understand the value that you're getting out of this. And it's pretty amazing. If you have those links in there and authors and readers are going straight to those outside links, then you're totally missing out on the metrics, and you won't know how Bookarma is helping you market your book. So another do, keep that Bookarma hashtag in your post. And let me tell you why. People all over the world are searching for this hashtag on Twitter. So they'll put in, in their Twitter feed, searching for hashtag Bookarma. And all the posts that went out about Bookarma's books are in that. So this is a way to get additional, eyes on your book, and they can navigate to your book information page that has that buy now button on Bookarma by searching on this Bookarma hashtag. So keep that in your posts. And speaking of hashtags, I would say don't clutter up your posts by throwing in a bunch of additional hashtags. Make it easy to read. Remember that other authors are sharing what you wrote, and I don't like to share things that have a bunch of hashtags in it. I don't think my viewers would like that. So when I get to social message, when I click to share a book and I see social messages that have that, I'm like, nope, I'm out of there, won't share that. Okay, so don't, just keep it streamlined. And I would say, be clever. Let your creative juices flow. You're a writer, and this is a marketing thing. So think of what would compel readers to click on that post or that Twitter tweet to go back to your page. Okay, here's another thing that's important. Remember, your book is shared at the pleasure of other authors. So if you include these really long book reviews, that's a barrier. I would say, remember, that's a post and not an advertisement, but it is a marketing effort that you have a call to action, but it's not an advertisement. So let your book cover and your social message do their work to drive the viewers and readers to click on that post. Less is really better. And I would say also, there are a few authors on Bookarma who have written their tweets and their Facebook posts in all caps. And that's a barrier to me as well, because it sounds like you're shouting. Remember, I don't shout at my audience, so I don't share those kind of posts. And I think I, kind of mentioned this a little bit, but you really don't want to write posts or tweets that sound like a recommendation. If you say, I couldn't put this down, or what are the best books ever, we talked about that. I'm not going to share that because I haven't read it. And there's a few books that are best books ever, but I get to decide which ones those are. And then mix it up. Change your social messages once a month to refine them. Check your metrics on Bookarma to see when you altered your message, what the results were. Did your book get shared more often? Now, I want to show you something over here. This is a blog post that I wrote about a couple of months ago. And it's why I won't share or market books on Bookarma. And I have examples of these. And please don't be offended if any of these are your books. This is sort of a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing, but meant to deliver a message that there are reasons that I won't share things. And some of these we talked about. I called this a conversation with my queue. So here's an example right here. It's in all caps. That just really bothers me. I don't shout at my audience, so I wouldn't share that. Here's another one that has, look at this. Look at all those hashtags in there. That's just not readable. My audience would not appreciate that, so I don't share that either. Again, a lot of hashtags, that's, same thing here, a lot of hashtags. This again, it's not really that readable. The emotional impact is so effective, it dazzles me. Well, I can't say that because I haven't had the emotional impact if I haven't read the book. So these are just some examples, but there is near the bottom of this post, and you can you can find this on the blog section of Bookarma. You can go back to it. It's from November 5th, so you can search for that. Let's look at the formula that works. The formula that works has three components. It's the audience, it's the content, and the Bookarma hashtag. And look at these. Identify your audience. Remember, we said that before. Lovers of romance, that's the audience. Check out this entertaining read set at a destination wedding on a beautiful island. Bookarma hashtag. So if you notice, it's green, purple, hashtag is orange. So let's look at these excellent posts that have that formula involved. A book lover for every dog lovers. That's the audience. Must read list. This memoir will warm your heart, make you cry, and have you laughing out loud. Now, see, I don't have a problem sharing that, even though I haven't read that book, because I think that's good marketing. So I found it on Bookarma. And here's a tweet that goes along with that same one. Again, it has the audience. It has the audience here and the content and the Bookarma hashtag, an amazing and heartfelt memoir for dog lovers. I found it on Bookarma. Now, you know what? There's an additional hashtag here, and I don't mind that. It's the tweets like this or like that I won't share, because this is actually readable. So anyway, here's another one. Check out, you know what, and you notice that the elements are all in here, but they're not necessarily in this formula order, but all the elements are there. So check out this from Bookarma, a horror novel about a boy thrust into a living nightmare. So these are all really great examples. So let's take a look at how you can change your social messages if you haven't had a chance to really concentrate on that. So it's really easy. So the first thing you do is log in to your Bookarma account. Go to our homepage, bookarma.net. I always log in with Facebook because that's easy, but some of you may log in with your email and password. And here again, here's a message that comes up that gives you some pointers on how and what to share. And we'll talk about that in another one of our ChatBack sessions. But today, we want to concentrate on how to change your social media messages. So at the top of your menu bar up here, you have a link that says campaigns. And since you're campaigning a book, you have that link. So here's the book that I'm campaigning, and I will go to view details. And so when I go to view details, I get a lot of information that is very interesting to me. I can see that the campaign is 1 year and 2 months old. It's been shared 593 times and had 8,100 clickbacks. Now, that's phenomenal. If you haven't checked your stats, do this. But 8,100 clickbacks, that's 8,100 people that I would never have been connected to had it not been for the other authors sharing my book. So I can also see from here how other authors rated the book cover. The book cover, and this is out of a total of 5 points. The book cover was rated at 4.38, 4.5, and 4.18. Now, I think that's pretty good. Now, if I had below a 3 on any of these, I would go back and modify some things. And the social messages is something that we can modify here. So here they are at the bottom of the page. So I'm going to expand this so I can see the whole thing. And you can see that it has those elements of the formula in here. World War II history buffs. What is it? It's a companion to the Diary of Anne Frank. And I found it on Bookarma. But I don't say anything about this is the greatest book in the world, etc. So let's just take a look at what I can do to change the message. So basically, let's say something like, it also appeals to, young adult readers. So, because they're studying the Diary of Anne Frank, right? So I'm going to put young adult readers, don't miss this. A companion to the Diary of Anne Frank. It's as simple as this, and I click save. Now my message has changed, and I was going to try to reduce that, but I can't do it until I make this one smaller. So I'm going to do that. That's what I did for my Facebook posts. I'm going to put the same message in my Twitter post, because we want to appeal to young adult readers. So young, oops, got to spell it right. Young adult readers, don't miss this. A companion to the Diary of Anne Frank. Don't forget to hit save. That changes everything if you don't hit save. So, and then we can reduce these back. You don't have to, but that's simple. It's done. So we have changed our social messages. So what I think we could do now is take a look at some of the other books on Bookarma, just to kind of take a look at what the social messages are, and have opportunities to, if you see your book, or if you see a book that's similar to yours, or if you have messages that are similar to these, following that formula, this will give you an idea of, how to change them, and give you an idea of whether or not you would really share that book or not. So let's take a look at, and I'm just picking these out at random. I'm not picking on anyone, but if you see your book and you see opportunities to change it, then go into Bookarma and do that. So let's look at this book. This is called A Career at Any Cost. And let's see if those elements of this formula are in. Is the audience there? Have you ever forfeited love for a career? Okay, well, I probably would like that to be a little bit stronger, because I don't know who the audience is. Maybe it should be career people. Have you ever forfeited love for your career? And then why did, Maureen? Of course, this is fiction and all. So I think there's a lot of things that are really excellent about this, but I might tighten up the audience part a little bit. Talk about lovers' tips. And she found it on Bookarma. So all of that is really great. Another thing I want to point out to you is that Bookarma allows you to share on Facebook to different pages. So these are all my different Facebook pages, and I usually click them all. I share to all of them. So that's great. So that's an example of this book. So let's go back to our queue and look at a couple of others. Let's take a look at, let's look at Lace and Honor. Now, what are messages? Take a look at this book I found on Bookarma. There's our hashtag. I love this. For anyone who joins a good military romance. Isn't that awesome? And it tells a little bit about the book. So that's so easy for me to share. But when I come over to the Twitter feed, I don't know. wouldn't share this. Too many hashtags for me. So just something, a little food for thought. And let's take a look at one more. Let's see. Let's look at this one from Turning Fat into Love. That's a pretty book cover. Can you see how beautiful these books are? You guys are doing such a great job with your books. Okay, so what does she say? If you have weight loss challenges, okay, that's the audience. You know, Facebook, I don't know, I take that hashtag out. All hashtags in Facebook aren't really, you know, very, they're not effective. So let's see if we have the Bookarma. I don't see the Bookarma hashtag in there at all, but I like it. The audience have if you have weight loss challenges, practice what it does, practical steps, and from an author an author that struggles with multiple sclerosis. That's interesting. So I would take those hashtags out and get the Bookarma one in there. Weight loss challenges, that's just, you know, one hashtag, that's okay. But what's missing here is the Bookarma hashtag. So what is she missing? She's missing the opportunity to have other people retweet and to discover her book through Twitter. So I would you know, absolutely put that Bookarma hashtag in there. So you guys are doing a really great job. But in order to change your social messages, and we recommend that you do that once a month, then you're going to want to go into your campaigns and do that. So I want to take a minute to get your feedback. And the important thing is for you to give us, you know, we really want to know what you think about Bookarma. We really want to know how it's working for you and the things that aren't working for you. And I don't see any questions right now, but, you know, want to talk about what's on your mind. Bookarma isn't in its infancy stage. We have an incredible roadmap ahead of us that will build out the platform more, offer more services to you as authors, but we really need your feedback in order to prioritize those. And maybe we're overlooking something that you really want that we haven't thought about. So what some of the questions that I want to ask you about have to do with things like pricing. What do you think about the price of Bookarma? So if you can, give me some answers on that, that would be great. Because we're toying with some different metrics that might be more attractive to you, and more services and more capabilities of the Bookarma platform, particularly surrounding things like the robust metrics, the analytics, etc. So really want to know what you think about the price of Bookarma. Another thing we really are interested in knowing is, what would you like Bookarma to do that it doesn't do now? So, you know, like I said, I'm the founder and COE of Bookarma, an author myself and a book coach. And I have ideas, but I don't have all the ideas. You do. We want to know what you, the users, think of our platform and how you want to use it. And then another question we absolutely need to know is, what do you think about the number of clickbacks that you're getting on here? So it's really important to us to get this kind of feedback from you. Not seeing any questions right now, but I do want you to know we are going to continue to have these ChatBack sessions, and you'll get a notification every time we do. We're going to alternate between me giving you insights into how to better use Bookarma, and also having other guests on who can talk about other aspects of the book industry, the marketing. And next week we have Kate Neese from she has an international marketing plan that she can give you, and Bookarma is part of that, but she has other insights into how you can get your book out around the globe, and I think that's really helpful. We want to help you in any way. We're all about giving. You know, the karma principle. You give out. You do that first, and then what returns to you is good. So that's the whole principle about the pay it forward idea, the karma idea on Bookarma. So I really hope that you'll join us in the future for these ChatBack sessions. We love you. We love your books. I love sharing your books, and I hope that this has been helpful to you to know how to strengthen your social messages, how to write kick-ass social messages that other authors will share. Thanks. I'm Nancy Bauman, the founder and COE, Chief of Everything at Bookarma. Have a great day.